Today, I'm gonna share what I eat in a day. I'm gonna cover all the foods from breakfast, lunch, dinner, how I cook it, whether it's meal prep, whether I make it myself, and all of the tools that I use. All the foods, the products will be linked down below to make it as easy as possible. Remember, whole foods are the most important thing. You don't need supplements, but use code Shervin if you buy them. All right, let's get into it. So the first meal that we're gonna cook today is breakfast, and that means eggs.
When cooking, I love using this smart oven called the Brava Oven. It makes cooking almost effortless, and I cook about 80% of my meals this way, so I'm gonna show you that in today's video.
Now, when it comes to cooking eggs, there is a very simple and nice, easy egg tray. I've become a big fan of poached eggs. They say that you don't need to use any oils, any non-stick stuff, but for the eggs, for some reason, they just stick to this, and I don't want to dishwash it every time. I like avocado oil. I'll put like a little bit. What we need to do is add a little bit of water to make these poached eggs. To make them poached, go ahead and crack the eggs open. And because these are poached eggs, those are actually really hard to make, but the Brava oven will automatically figure out how long they need to cook for. And almost always they come out perfect. Like over time, you can fine tune the settings if they're not right for you. Like you can make it a little undercooked, overcooked. And I'll have the Brava oven link down below if you want to buy that. If you click that link, it is at no cost to you and it helps support the channel so we can keep making videos like this. Let's slide these bad boys in. I always forget this with the eggs. You gotta put salt and pepper. Now we're gonna cook the eggs. You can also search on the Brava itself, so I can search like eggs. I like poached eggs. You can see it's already favorited. I'll tap poached eggs. I'm gonna say 4 eggs. You can cook as many as you want. I'm gonna put the default, we're gonna put it on the top shelf, and it's gonna say ready to cook. As you can see, it's hot here, so you gotta be careful. Slide them into the top shelf, nice and gently. All the way to the back, close the door, press the button. Cooking poached eggs, it'll be done in about 5 minutes. To make sure that the Brava doesn't smoke too much or that it cooks in the right way, you wanna clean your Brava every once in a while. All right, the eggs are done. As you can see, it took about 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Open the door and check your food before continuing. Go ahead and open this bad boy. Boom. Now, when it comes to making food, right, you have to go grocery shopping, you have to prepare the food, you have to cook the food, and then you have to eat the food and then clean, right? That's a lot of steps, and I want to optimize all those steps as much as possible. If the food is as prepared as possible when you buy it, or there's minimal preparation to get it going. And then when it comes to cooking, the Brava helps a lot because it makes it super efficient. The eating, if it was a shake, that's the easiest to eat, but sometimes like eating this will take time. So with the one thing with the poached eggs, if you pull it out incorrectly, you could puncture the center, right? It's gonna be really juicy. Boom, so you gotta be gentle. Now when it comes to eating the eggs, either put sriracha on it, and then I'll cook some spinach. Yeah, sometimes I'll eat like sardines, canned sardines or canned oysters, and then I'll put it with the eggs, and I'll eat that as like my breakfast. But when I go with poached eggs, as soon as you puncture it, oh, this one's a little overcooked. Maybe not. The yellow center should ooze everywhere, and that's like my favorite part of poached eggs. Look at that. Oh. Amazing. Easy, simple. Cook, eat, done. All right, the cleanup process for most of these is pretty easy. If you cooked it in foil, I'll just wrap the foil in, make sure the oils kind of don't fall out. And I can just rinse the tray because there's less things stuck on it, so I can just put this in the sink. All right, so Brava has a ton of trays. They actually sent me this oven and all these trays for free, so I want to thank them for that. And we do have a link below if you do want to buy it. That helps support the channel. But they do have a lot of fancy trays. Like in here, we can cook rice and a plethora of other things. Like this is a super heavy, super fancy feel, high quality. And since we use a lot of the metal trays, we have 3 of these. Highly recommend you have multiple. It just makes it easier if you're washing one, or if you need to cook multiple things back to back, we can have the metal tray ready to go. This tray as well is really good for cooking beef and a plethora of other stuff. The egg tray, I absolutely love. Use this all the time to cook eggs. And the glass tray is also great because I cook the salmon and asparagus on there. So each tray has a very specific purpose. Depending on what you want to cook with the Brava oven, it's important to have those specific trays. But that's just another thing you got to keep in mind. You can't just buy the oven. You need to make sure whatever kit you buy, you get the right trays too. Next up is the salmon and asparagus. So we need the glass tray, and I am going to put the salmon on and the asparagus, salt, pepper, press go. If you've recently cooked it, it's very easy to find, but I'm gonna go ahead and just search salmon and asparagus here. And I can cook them at the same time, which is definitely my favorite part. Set a timer for 4 minutes. I can send it to the Brava. Now I just need to outline it. So actually the Brava is gonna give me information on how to cook it. So let's step over here. So we need to enter the thickness of the meat by measuring it with a thermometer. We can say what we want. I'm just gonna put medium. We're using the wired sensor. We will insert the thermometer, cut the asparagus whole, fillet with the skin on, salmon in row 1, asparagus in 2 and 3, and we'll slide it to the bottom shelf. And then once we're ready, we'll hit cook. So let's figure out the thickness of the salmon. We'll go back to the tray. So it's outlined here as 1, 2, 3. Make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications if you want to see future videos from Shervin Shares. Frozen salmon from Whole Foods, and then you just defrost it the night before, and you can just slap it on here. And I'll buy those in bulk, which is really easy. So we'll go ahead and grab the salmon. We're gonna cook it with the skin on. Put it in row 1 right here. Measure the thickness with the thermometer. It's about halfway up the 6th piece. We have to cut the bottom of this, right? We don't have a cutting board, so sue me. Now I'm gonna put all the asparagus on the tray. This actually might be too much. We're gonna try to fill it up as much as we can in rows 2 and 3. But this becomes a super easy way to just cook this meal all at once. I don't have to do much. I have to put it on, salt it up, some pepper. So we're gonna slide the thermometer in through the side, boom. And then we're gonna have to plug this in. So we'll take the tray, slide it in. Bro, call me a chef. Boom, temperature sensors connected. We inserted the thickness of the salmon. So that's complete. We can see the temperature sensors connected now. We can make sure, if you need to watch the videos, you can, but since I've already done this, I know the asparagus whole, salmon fillet skin on. We did the proper, put it on the bottom shelf. Slide this in, boom. Come here, it's gonna tell me all the details. Hit go. So I need to get on this call, but now I just put it in, I press the button, it's gonna cook. I'm gonna do this call, we'll come back, and the food will be ready. I don't have to look at it, I don't have to worry about it. It's gonna stop cooking at the exact time. And I don't need to like attend it, like babysit it or anything. But now we can go ahead and put it on a plate. If you're a savage, you can just eat it off the tray. Slide that on. And what's nice is I didn't have to use any oils. I literally just salt and peppered it. It's gonna cook with light and it's just super fast, right? I wanna make this minimal, easy, just get it done. Don't think about it. You press a button, it cooks, and now I put it on the plate, and then I can eat this while working at my desk. All right, we'll put the skin next to it just for looks. And bam, now you can be like, all right, I know how to cook. As easy as that. That's gonna be really good. Perfect amount of crispy. Wow, I'm really hungry now. All right, this is amazing. Salmon is usually my favorite initial option, but the next two things, we've got chicken and ground beef. So let's grab those bad boys out. Now we're gonna cook chicken and chicken. That's it, actually. The one thing about covering the tray in foil means the cleaning's a little bit easier. You can get away with just rinsing it rather than putting it in the dishwasher. And if you have multiple trays, it makes it even easier. And this is great for cooking for like 1 to 3 people. 3 people max. If you're trying to do 4, you might only be able to cook meats. If you're by yourself or with a second person, you can cook the entire meal in one go almost all the time. So this one, there's gonna be a lot of meat, so we're just gonna be cooking the chicken. If you don't know and you've never used the Brava for that specific recipe, the first thing I'll do is actually go to the Brava and see the instructions. So come on with me. So since I just used the app to send the recipe to the Brava, we can see right here, it's gonna tell me how many breasts I have, and I can increase it, let's say to 6 or 4, 2, and that's how many, where I want the chicken breast to be. So you really wanna make sure you know this before you start laying it on the metal tray. We're gonna use a thermometer again. We wanna measure the thickness. We want it juicier, well done. And then it's gonna say metal tray on the top shelf. So let's go ahead and figure out these 4 areas. I like to figure this out before my hands get dirty. This is our rotisserie chicken seasoning. Highly recommend. It's super simple, easy. We just toss it on and we're good to go. I like to put a decent amount of dry rub. Pat it on. Since we're cooking the entire thing, I'm just gonna do it in here. We're only doing 1 and 2 for these 4 or 6 pieces. So put one in the corner here. If you don't season it, it's not gonna taste good. That's one thing we've learned. Colt, you gotta start eating this protein for your fitness challenge, huh? We gotta get you growing some big muscles. You ready to eat all 3 of these?
Oh yeah. This is chicken?
Yeah.
Nice.
You've never seen chicken before?
Never like this.
Remember when you cooked once? You were like, the chicken's so gooey. Ew.
Ew, bro! Dude, what the heck
What?
does this feel like? Ew. Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I like to, shut that out of my mind.
Yeah, you like the Brava.
That was cool.
See, even my roommates, sometimes they're just but once you're over that hump, it gets really easy to cook with the Brava. You just have to get over that learning curve. We gotta measure the thickness. We're gonna say it's just below the first line. Slide the entire tray. Boom. double check all the settings. It looks like we're good. Go to the last column. It says how many chicken breasts, well done. Boom. So now it's going to take about 20 to 40 minutes, it says. But it's going to use the thermometer to figure out, hey, is the core temperature of the chicken good enough? And the thickness that we gave it. So now we just wait, it'll beep, and it'll notify me on my phone when the chicken is ready to eat. Sometimes you can use this to be like, oh, do I need to touch it up? I highly recommend you open it and you look at it. You can slide it out. Does that look like it's cooked?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't have no idea. Make sure you use gloves because everything's going to be hot. We're going to pull out the thermometer. Hold this because it can be a little dangerous. There we go, cooked chicken. Do you see the red? That means our air quality is really bad. Make sure you have air circulation or an air purifier to make sure your air quality is good, because when you clean, the air quality can get really, really bad in your environment. All right, let's try the chicken. I made it myself. I cooked it. It's all the hard work.
Dude, it looks actually really good.
Yeah?
Juicy setting was good call.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Shervin loves to overcook, we've clearly learned.
Inside. Ooh, look at that
Oh.
steam. I'm a little afraid it's probably going to be
It's almost as hot as you. Careful with the knife.
Mmm.
Yeah? Pretty good?
Choose you lose, sorry.
All right, time to try it. This is, so clearly we don't have any vegetables here. We'll cook that next.
We don't need those.
Protein all day, that's all we eat. We're on the carnivore diet.
Pretty good.
Mmm. Oh yeah.
Good job, Brava. Dude, I love these cooking videos you've been doing.
Yeah?
Free food. It's good food.
So now we're gonna cook this pound of ground beef, and the easiest way is using this Brava tray. We're gonna put foil on the bottom, and we're just gonna clump it into little balls, add salt and pepper, toss it in, press go. This one is the one where you do have to actually pause in the middle, and you have to kind of like move the balls around a little bit and then slide it back in. So most recipes are just put it in, press go, and it comes out cooked. This is one of the recipes where you have to actually do something in the middle. I like to get my ground beef grass-fed. We'll make little balls like this. So one of my favorite meats is Maui venison, and cooking Maui ground venison. All right, I have a whole nother video on that. Make sure to go watch it. But I will have the Maui venison linked below as well if you want to purchase that. It's really good meat, like amazing. It's very expensive, but it's very good. Now, if you're someone who rarely cooks, cooking might be intimidating and it's very hard to get started. But having an easy bake oven like this makes it that much easier. Like you can literally order ground beef delivery to your house, cook this, or roll it up in balls, put salt and pepper on it, put it inside this machine, press the button to go, maybe move it around once, pull it out, put it on a plate, throw the foil away, rinse this, leave it to dry, eat the food, and you're good to go. It's that easy. All right, so now we're going to put the ground beef in and cook this. The balls are ready, salt and peppered. It says right here, square pan, boom, close this. Hit go. And now about this point, it's going to pause, and it's going to actually ask me to take it back out and kind of like move the meats around a little bit to just help cook it better. So we'll have to come back when it beeps at us again. So now we have to carefully remove the pan. Ooh, look at that. We just pull it out. Oh, 300 degrees. Look at that. You can see how it cooks. Ah! It's so hot. I'm gonna slice these balls in half. They already look pretty well cooked. All right, beef is now done, so we're gonna eat it like a savage, right out of the tray. So I like to pair this with a vegetable, but we've gone full carnivore these days. I'm just kidding, we're gonna cook the vegetable next. This 1 pound of ground beef is gonna be about 86 grams of protein. So that's a substantial amount. It is a lot of food to eat too. Sometimes it can be hard to scarf down, but after a workout, when I feel like I need a lot of food, I'll eat all of this. And it gets me like a decent amount of protein for the day, and I can focus on not eating the rest of the time. Broccoli is next, finally some vegetables. There are a lot of vegetables, asparagus obviously with the salmon. Like that one's easy because you can cook it all at once, don't have to worry about it. Oh, mushrooms, I'll do mushrooms because you can buy those at the grocery store, plop them on, and there's minimal preparation. When I usually do buy broccoli, I'll buy broccoli florets, not this stuff. Not my choice. And then toss it in, press go, and then now we have vegetables to go along with any of the meats. So I searched broccoli florets, or broccoli, and then we're gonna tap broccoli florets. You can see this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna send it to the Brava. So now it's sent, it'll just be easier than searching on the Brava itself sometimes. Come over to the Brava, it's ready to go. It's gonna ask me, which doneness would you like, gentle or roasted? So I think we're gonna go with roasted today. Next one, 2-inch florets is ideal. We've been cooking nonstop. Sometimes you do need to let the Brava cool just to get the best cooking results, but you are able to cook back to back. But that's something to keep in mind. Salt and pepper these bad boys. So we'll take the glass, put it on the bottom shelf. Boom. Now we're cooking broccoli florets. It says it's gonna take about 15 minutes. It is broccoli florets. So we made a lot more than I usually do. I'll probably do like half a tray and then meat on the other half so I can cook chicken, broccoli florets. Makes it super easy. But if we have guests or friends, now I can cook a ton. So let's taste test this bad boy. Oh, crispy, look at that. So I'll dump this on the plate, eat my protein and my veggies. Good to go, baby. Whole foods, I think, are the best and the most important and the healthiest. Even if a restaurant is healthy, eating at home, making it through the Brava, I think is just that much better. If you can make it easier, takes less time, and tastes better than a restaurant food, then you'll more likely eat this more often. So that's what I've tried to do for myself. How can I make it effortless, frictionless to make food at home and eat this? And these are the steps that I do with the Brava. Next, I'm gonna show you a Greek yogurt bowl that I make that's very high protein, has a ton of nutrients, and it's kind of my own at-home thing. All the nutritionists and everyone out there, go hate on me in the comments, but this is what I'm gonna make next. All right, so the last section is foods that I prep that don't require any cooking. Anyone can make this, you don't need any smart stuff. The first one is a meal prep service. I started using Made Meals from a company that Stark put me on this Made Meals service, so I started using this and I absolutely love it. High protein, great meals, easy, and very efficient. So now I've been eating a lot of meal prep. I know there's a lot of meal prep services out there, but this just supposedly is healthy. It's small farm, it's local, organic. This is great if you live in New York City. I'll have links for them down below, as well as the next thing, which is LMNT. I have a link down below. I use this for hydration. I mix it with my water. I typically drink one whenever I work out. If I do any kind of fasting, I'll also use that as well. It's just really nice sodium, potassium, and magnesium, essentially just salt. And then finally is the Greek yogurt. So what I like to do is get a hefty amount of Greek yogurt into this bowl. If I put too much, it might overfill, but I try to get a decent amount. I think I eat about half of this tub in one sitting, and then I eat the other half the next time. So we get a good amount in there, pretty messy. We'll go ahead and get some blueberries. I think these are safe to eat, right? So I'll put some blueberries in. I'll typically get blackberries and sometimes raspberries. Those are kind of my favorites right now. And then I have a set of like powders. Sometimes I'll put protein powder in. I'll put some cacao nibs because they're just like fun. They're a little chewy. I'll put some maca powder in to increase my libido and energy. I have chia and flax seeds that I'll also put in on top of that. It adds a little even more flavor. Sometimes some granola if I want the carbs, but I'm always experimenting with different powders. But the base is the Greek yogurt, a little bit of fruit, maybe some banana, honey if I really want to. And that's pretty much it. That's my Greek yogurt bowl. I can take this to my desk, eat it while I work. It's super easy. It takes like 2 to 5 minutes to make max. It just depends on how many ingredients I want in it. Shervin Shares Chef in the house. If you want me to cook for you, find me on Instagram, X, and all the other social media platforms at Shervin Shares. DM me and be like, yo, Chef Shervin, you want me to cook food? Maybe I will.